Is there audio now, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Great. Hello, 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 hello. Well, I see that it's moving. So let me Hey, video board, can you hear me? Do you hear audio? Is there audio? Can you hear me? Okay, because I just started the stream, and can you hear me well? And there was no audio. Okay, perfect. Excuse me. My allergies are so horrible. So there were two people, Ben and someone else came in, but I had no audio. But I wanted to talk about My Turn South Africa and Alice a little bit because My Turn South Africa has been nominated for an Author Academy Award. So, you know, it's more than just about Alice in the book. It's about South Africa. So voting begins on March 3rd. I can't tell anyone where to go and vote until March 3rd. But, you know, if this book wins, it will bring a lot more attention to all of the things taking place in South Africa. So this is really the main goal. And trust me, I know Alice, you know, she wrote this book for South Africa. Most of the proceeds that have been made from this book have gone back to South Africa. And I assure you she cares more for the information getting out on the issues than she does herself personally. So I'm hoping that everyone will go and vote for her, that we can gain a lot of attention. Yeah, I will. I was so excited. She sent me the message, and I said, "Why are you just now telling me?" And she said, I just found out. So this is a pretty amazing thing because, as everyone knows, you know, this is not a very popular issue. It's actually the issue that if you speak about it, you will be the most hated person on the internet sometimes, which I feel I am. And there's a couple more things I wanted to tell everyone and talk about, but I wanted to see if anyone else came into the live stream. I know it's kind of late there, but I had to wait for my son to take a nap. But someone was saying, I don't know if it was Ben or who, that things are, heating up, escalating there. And, I feel this too. I'm sure you guys saw the videos yesterday. I reposted them on Minds and Gab and Twitter, of the mother and her 2 sons being burned, and then the other video of the guy being burned alive, and being dragged back and forth through the fire. This was so disturbing to me because in the first video, if you look at the last clip, you can see a South African police officer standing there in the back of the crowd with his hands in his pocket doing nothing while, these bodies are burning and all of these people are just standing there. And secondly, because not only in the first video, but the second video where the man is still alive and being dragged through the fire, people are just recording it and watching, hey Rooster, but they're doing nothing. And someone else posted this on Twitter, and I saw a comment from Steve Hoffmeyer, and he said, now what type of humanity is this? And I commented on that. I said, this is not humanity. This is not human nature. Human nature is to help someone if you see they're in need or something's happening to them. Human nature is not to do these things, and it's definitely not to sit back and watch them as a spectator, horrifying things like this. And, I just commented on how, from the outside looking in, it is so hard to watch and to really realize that this kind of evil exists in the world. Because I'll be honest with you, when I began all of this, I believed that the majority of people were good and that they would do the right thing if they were put in the situation to choose. I think that was naive from an American point of view, where I have never known anything but safety, and I don't fear at night for my safety or my children. I don't believe that anymore. Hi, Sunshine. I'm not whispering. This is just the way I talk, guys. I'm sorry. I now believe that the majority of people are not good, and those people that would do the right thing are actually few and far between. This has all been really sobering to me, and it's taken away some of my naivety about, what's going on in the world and what kind of evil really exists. So I'm not whispering. I'm trying to talk louder, guys. My apologies. Hey, Eli. You stay safe. Long time no talk. So guys, since there's some more people in here, I'll repeat what I said when video 4 came in. So I'm really excited to tell you guys that My Turn South Africa the book that Alice VL wrote has been nominated for an Author Academy Award. And the larger implications of this is that if this book actually wins, it will bring even more attention to the things taking place in South Africa. So we need this, and I'm hoping everyone will help spread the word. I can't give you guys a link of where to go and vote for it yet. Voting begins on March 3rd, and I won't have the information where to vote until then. But this book deserves to win. Alice deserves for this book to win. But as I said, I know her well, and I can guarantee you that she is more concerned with the information getting out than she is this winning for her own personal, issues. Sorry, guys. Alice is awesome. I love her. I love her so much. She's one of the best ladies I've ever met. I can't really process a lot of what's happening in South Africa. I can't make sense of it. Sunshine, that's because it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. Everything is wrong. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. And it actually scares me because with everything else going on in the world, and I've read Senior van Rensburg, I know his prophecies, I'm looking at all of these things taking place, and I'm like, what is going on, Good is bad, bad is good. Everything is completely insane, and nothing makes sense anymore. We just have to. I think my outlook is the people who have rational thought process and can make up our own minds, and we act and live based on principle. We just have to continue to do that, and to try to bring some balance to the craziness, no matter what other people do. I know, Eli, you make me sad. Rooster, I totally agree with you. I said that. Somebody called me a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying it's the end of the world, but I'm saying that a lot of this stuff is spoken about, in relation to the end of the world. I don't know. Maybe we should all be worried about our survival. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry I get sidetracked. So I ask for everyone, I will come on and let everyone know where to vote. I've put Alice's website in the description, and also the Twitter where you can follow My Turn. And I will definitely update and let everyone know where to go and vote on March 3rd. We need to make this a success. Share it. Ask anyone we know that has a large amount of followers that can get the information out, to ask their followers, their subscribers, to vote for My Turn as well. We need this to win so that we can get the information out even further. Video board, I didn't know this. Wow, I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't know that Pompeo spoke on expropriation without compensation. I did make a post yesterday because he met with the AU, with the African Union. I get email updates on everything the State Department does in their schedule. And so he had a meeting with the AU. And I did post that. Hey, Alice is in the comments, guys. Yeah. So, as I was saying, Alice, I'll check Twitter. As I was saying, I was telling everyone that, My Turn has been nominated for this Author Academy Award, but that, I know you very well, and that your main concern is to get the information of all of the things that are happening there to the world. So I know that you want this book to win for the attention it will bring for South Africa and your people, not for personal gain. And you deserve to win. And we're going to do everything we can to ensure that the information gets out and that this book wins this award. I don't care if I have to beg people that have huge followings, done it before, and I'll do it again. If you remember, Alice, on that first White House petition, we gained the signatures. I didn't create it, someone else did, but I didn't sleep for days pushing this petition, and I would beg American patriots that had hundreds of thousands of followers to please share it and please sign it. And we gained the signatures in 7 days, guys. 7 days. Right. And Alice has always said this, that she wrote this book for her people and for South Africa. And that it's not her book, that it's our book. It's everyone's book. And it always has been. If you make me cry, I swear. So anyway, I've put up the cover of the book. It's available if anyone wants to buy it on Amazon. And as I said a little bit earlier, things have changed a little bit because Alice has gotten her publishing rights back, which was a whole other battle and something that she went through, a fight that she shouldn't have had to go through. But most of the proceeds from this book already have gone back to South Africa. And, Alice hasn't really, profited from My Turn. And I don't think she intended to ever. So this is truly a book that was written, from her heart to bring awareness and bring attention to help her people in South Africa. And I hope that everyone will help me in spreading the word and getting it out there so we can get the votes for it to win. Hey, DeWald. So, with all of that said, guys, I will be back to announce on the 3rd where everyone can go to vote. I wanted to talk about 2 other things. I usually don't speak about my personal business, but I feel that I need to tell you guys because, there are things that happen to me because of what I do and because of what I say. And, a lot of times people don't know of a lot of the things that are done to me because I just continue on, and I don't believe in just complaining about everything. I chose to do this. I knew that it would be hard. I didn't know it would be as hard as it's been. So I just take the punches and keep rolling. But some things are really tough, guys. So the reason I made the video the other day asking people to share the website and to get anyone that was able to donate is because, and this is the second time this has happened, but this is way worse. So I changed my bank account because it had been compromised several times, and so I switched to a whole nother bank. So about 2 weeks ago, I was trying to purchase something at a store, and my card kept declining. So I got on and looked at my bank, and it was like $700 overdrawn. So I'm like, what the hell? And I see all of these international charges, right? China, Nigeria, all over the place. So I call my bank. I tell them that I didn't make the charges. And, they send a text message if there are questionable charges on your card, usually straight to my phone. So you answer, if it's you, yes. If it's not, no. If it's not, you don't have to pay any of the charges. Well, I never received any text messages from my bank, but they received confirmation after they sent the text messages to my phone number that it was me, but I never got them. And this is really disturbing, guys, because my own bank doesn't believe that I didn't make these charges, because it was confirmed from my phone number that I was using the card. I don't know, don't ask me. I am blown away, but basically they don't believe me. And, I have to figure it out. I have to fix it. They're not going to help me. So this is why I made the video the other day asking, for people to share the site and have people donate, because right now I can't even pay to renew the website for the marketing or anything. And I really hate talking about this, but I feel like I need to be honest with everyone so you guys will understand. And like I said, I don't like talking about it or complaining, but some things are really horrible, because it's not enough for these people to try to silence you and take down your accounts and say horrible things about you or try to humiliate you. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy your life. They want to destroy you financially. They want to completely destroy everything. It's really sad. But I don't want to keep going on about it, but I wanted you guys to know why I'm basically just like worrying myself sick over this, and mainly because of the website. I don't know, Eli, it blows my mind how I didn't receive the messages. Thank you, Sunshine, for retweeting the book. If I need a bouncer, right now I don't know what I need. I've done a live stream with Scott in the past, a long time ago. I will not do a live stream with Scott. That's all I'll say. But if Willem wanted to speak to me, I absolutely would speak to Willem. He's never asked me, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not one to go soliciting others for me to go on their channel, But if Willem reached out to me and wanted to speak, I absolutely would speak to him. I watched his debate with Heinz Marx yesterday, and I thought that it was really good. And I have a lot of respect for Willem because I know his story, and it takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there and do what he's doing. And so I I have a lot of respect for him for that. And he's very young, but very smart. But yeah, I mean, if anyone else wants to ask him or speak to him, I would absolutely do it. I'm sure you do, Eli. I do too, but I don't live there, so I don't take them very seriously. Right, Derek. I can't understand how they did this, but I am like going to have to dig myself out of this hole, and with no help from my bank or anything. And like I said, my main concern is like keeping my website up and running and it not affecting what I'm doing. I know, Alice. Oh, you did watch it? What did you think, DeWald? With the writer Adrian Snyman? I don't know him, but I would. Listen, guys, mostly, unless it's somebody that is going to do nothing positive for this issue, I would agree to pretty much speak to almost anyone if they ask, if they reached out to me. And so if you know any of these people and they want to reach out to me, they can email me at conservativetexaswoman@gmail.com, and then I will give them my contact information. Derek, it's so complicated because how can you lay charges when your own bank doesn't even believe you and you don't even know what country they're in? Yeah, good man, Willem. I agree. Right, Sunshine, I agree with you. You know, it will be disastrous for South Africa. It'll be worse than Zimbabwe, and I worry about this every day. Yeah, very clever. Very clever. I'll try that, Derek, but in the meantime, like, I'm so screwed. Writer of the book. Oh, he is? I would love to speak to him if anyone knows him. I would love to speak to him because this book literally shook the foundation of my entire life. Okay? And you know, I'm not a South African, but I can clearly see where I somewhere fit into these complicated prophecies or puzzle, you know, as of right now, what I'm watching unfold, you know. I have some small place in this puzzle. I would love to speak to him. I wish I did. I would reach out to him. I agree with you. South Africa's heading for a revolution. I just want to cover my eyes. I don't wish to see anything like that, but I also have a great love for the people there. And, you know, I try to make myself as available as I can be to people. And I think this is very important, especially if you're trying to help people, because you have to have a relationship with them, a friendship, and you have to understand what they're going through. And so with this great love and respect, I also have great fear of that, because I know that people are being pushed over the edge of a cliff. But my own selfish mind, I don't want to see anyone else die or harmed or anything. But I understand people have to do what they have to do. And you can only take so much before you fight back. Let me write that down. Thank you so much, Reinhardt. I would love to speak to him, and I will reach out to him. I'm sure he has a lot of people that want to speak to him, though. I'm writing this down, sorry. Thank you. A petrol attendant gets $1 million donated for helping a woman out with our $100. Your website, who exposes the truth and tortures and needs funding, doesn't get a penny. Alice, you know that's just the way it goes. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, I usually don't speak about my personal issues, but people don't know what kind of things or what kind of links people will go to try and stop you. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. Haha, I understand. Thank you. We're being downgraded, I know, to junk status pretty soon. They're already so bad. I am not a newcomer. Been watching your videos for so long, but stayed in the background. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I know that a lot of people stay in the background, and I understand the reasons well. And I'm glad to see you here, Amanda, because I know there are so many people that stay in the background, but they watch and they listen. And I see those people coming out. And I believe this is a good thing, because the more people, and I'm not saying everyone has to speak out or, whatever, but the more people that come out and recognize the issues and that there are these problems, the better, the more attention it brings. And when I say that, I mean people of all races that live in South Africa, the colored, the Indian, blacks that do not agree with the ANC and everything taking place. They need to come out and acknowledge it. It's the right thing to do. I wanted also, guys, to talk about these videos I saw yesterday. I said this in the beginning, but everyone wasn't here. These videos made me sick to see people burning other human beings alive. And, I know that it's normalized there, but I don't see things like that here. And as I'm watching, all I can think is, why is everyone just standing there? Here, if you saw someone on fire in the street, you would do everything you could to try to help them. There, it's like I saw a guy throwing grass on the guy to catch him on fire more. Police officers standing in the background doing nothing. People recording instead of trying to help. This is just so evil. I feel like evil is just poisoning South Africa. Like everything it touches, it's like so thick you can cut it with a knife. And I said earlier, Alice, that I saw Steve Hoffmeyer commented on one of these videos on Twitter yesterday, and he said, now, what kind of humanity is this? Because obviously it's not humanity. That's not human nature. Human nature is to help people that you see that are in need, not to hurt them more. Mob justice, it's disgusting. I know it doesn't shock you guys. I had to confirm that it was South Africa because I'm just not believing that this is taking place in a supposed civil society from people that taught you everything you know and created civilization and education and everything else in the world that we stole from them. I agree about the behavior. Small kids get involved. That is so... Yeah, you're bad. And that was one of the things people were making a big deal about. One of the videos saying that it was white guys burning the lady and her children, but it wasn't. I think it was colored or the other way around on the other video. I'm not sure. I've heard that it was like the second video was revenge for the burning of the mom and the kids, but I don't know that to be fact. Yeah, that's what I heard, Amanda. I'm not sure if it was true either. You know what, Amanda? I've spoken about this in the past, but so Dan Root had he once told me about a book, a very old book that he's into languages and he knows a lot of languages, and I think right now he's learning Swedish. A book that he helped translate to English, and it was a book about the cruelty of African culture. And I really would like to read this book that he spoke about because it was written a very, very long time ago, but it just speaks on what we're talking about right now. No one believes it when you talk about these things in Europe. That's crazy. I went on Mark Collette's show and spoke to him, and I was so nervous because he's got 100,000 subscribers, and there were more than 1,000 people watching live. But so many of those people reached out to me, and they said they had no idea of what was happening. None. No idea. So Alice says there's nothing human about that. The closer a community is to God, the more severe the attacks from evil demonic beings. Just means one thing: we haven't lost and will never. The Welsh are listening. The Germans are listening too. And the Dutch. Your brother lives in Australia and he doesn't believe what's going on here. He won't see the truth. What is wrong with people? I think that some things are so horrible that it is a natural protection for us that some people cannot process the information and they shut down. It's the only explanation. Send you the name of the book. If I get it, I definitely will. I'll ask him today, and I'm going to write it down to mention it. It was a French book, but they translated it to English. And it was very old. I'm writing this down so I'll remember to ask him. TV keeps him distracted. Yeah. The wife of Mandela instigated. Oh, I know. Don't even get me started. But I'm telling you guys, to see that man, I mean, listen, maybe it was a retaliation, whatever, I don't know. But to see another human being drugged back and forth through a fire while he's on fire was so disturbing for me, because who can do that? Could any one of you take a living person that's not been terrorizing, torturing, murdering, and slaughtering you for 25 years and light them on fire and then drag them back and forth through the fire to make sure that they died? I could not. I could never do that. That is very up close and personal. That's not like, oh, let me shoot you and kill you. That is enjoying torturing someone and being burned alive. That's probably the worst death I can think of. I know. So Ajax says, imagine being hated just for being born white. Of course, I'll never experience what you guys experience there. But it's coming. You know, we are hated all over the world. It's just not as obvious yet. Because we're not suffering what you're suffering. But it's coming. I agree, Rooster. It's very sick to not just murder someone, but to enjoy it, to just go overboard, overkill. You know, as I said, it's one thing to murder someone, to shoot them, and you know, you're not up close and personal, but a lot of these murders are so atrocious that it's sick. It's not normal. It's not normal human behavior. Okay, Alice, I'll see you later. Thank you. Love you. And Video Bore makes a good point, and the sad part is no one will grant you asylum unless you're half dead. You know, I get very upset all the time because people post, all white people just need to flee, just leave. And, you know, I'll comment and say, well, it would be nice if it were that simple, but you can't be born a citizen of South Africa and decide, oh, I'm going to live in America today. It doesn't work that way. You need to have $900,000. And, I mean, you can't just decide you're going to go live in another country. They have to accept you. Ajax, I say this all the time, that the perpetrators, and this is part of genocide, and it's actually a factor of the framework of analysis, is the perpetrator group blaming everything on the victimized group and making the victimized group seem as if they are the bad people, or that everything is, you know, because of them, and that they are the root of all problems. It's a factor of genocide, and it's a big problem all over the world. Even here, it's like the liberals, they have become masters at playing the victim when they are actually the perpetrators. And we have been too polite, so they've gotten away with it for far too long. Bye, McDanny. Right, so Sunshine, I understand, and I say this often to the people that say this, that many would leave if they could, if they even had the money for the plane ticket, okay? But there are many that will never leave, and there's got to be a solution for those people. You know, I made a commitment to fight to help all, not just fight to get people out, because I know there are people that don't want to leave, and that won't, and they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to. And I just try to make people understand, because they don't understand. Especially when you live here, we can go anywhere we want in the world. Nobody really gives us a problem. If we want to move to South Africa, we can, you know, no problem. But it's not the same turned around, you know, when the shoe's on the other foot. I agree with you, Jack. The Boer built that nation. It's theirs. They sure did. They built it from, you know, Jason from No White Guilt made a great point the other day when I was on their show. He said, it doesn't matter who was running around in a loincloth, you know, sparsely, whatever. What matters is there was no South Africa, okay? It wouldn't be there if they hadn't built it from dust before America ever even existed, okay? So hundreds and hundreds of years of people's ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears are in South Africa. It's the only place in the world where the people that built a nation were forced to hand it over to murdering communist terrorist bastards after they had already given up a huge portion for the 10-state solution. Only in South Africa. Where else would that be acceptable? Nowhere. But you said it, Jack, in a very diplomatic way, which is what I try to do. They don't want the land. They don't want the infrastructure. They want to destroy everything that reminds them of what they will never be and what they can never accomplish. People hate what they envy or what makes them feel small, and what reminds them of their own failures and inadequacies. So they cannot get past this and try to focus on anything else. It's why the blind hatred is so horrible, because it's really envy. Hey, Sifu. From England. I'm not an expert on the history of South Africa, but I know for a fact that the Boer built a nation. They absolutely did. You know, I'm not an expert either. People say that, but I'm absolutely not. But, you know, the Dutch, they had been coming to the Cape since before 1652. They settled in 1652. You know, and the only people there were Khoisan people, sparsely. which they didn't murder and genocide. They made deals and treaties with these people. And the story of South Africa began. Many wars, battles have been fought over this land. They survived the onslaught of the British Empire, Blood River, being with overwhelming odds. It's crazy, and it's so many things have happened that you can't give up now. It's time to fight, not lay down and die. So guys, my son just woke up. I hear him in the background. I don't want him on camera. But so I'm going to end this for now. Please keep in mind the 3rd, guys. I'll come back on and let everyone know where to vote and share it. And please ask everyone else to vote for it. And also, if you guys can please share the website, ANCsanctionedgenocide.com, and ask anyone who's able to hit the donate button. It's very easy, and help me out to keep it up and running. I would greatly appreciate the help. So share it, and anyone you know that is able to contribute, I would appreciate it if you would ask for me. And thank you guys very much. And I will talk to you very soon. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget on the 3rd, and share my website. Thank you. Bye-bye.